G'day guys, welcome to another instalment of What Would You Do Wednesday. With the AFL finals fast approaching, we've gone with a bit of a different theme for this week. So we're here with Corinne McGowan, who's the trainer coordinator at the West Coast Eagles and also an ex-SMA employee. So we're just going to ask her a few questions and find out a bit about her story and her journey through sports training. So first off, how did you become involved with SMA and in what capacity?
When I was at uni, I was studying sports science, and at the time, Dana Pimley, who's currently working at SMA, was the head trainer down at Perth Football Club and had advertised at university for some sports trainers to help out at the Waffle. So I replied to that ad and got involved there, from where Dana then referred me on to SMA to get my qualification. Started working, got my qualification and just took it from there, really.
What would you say is the best part or biggest advantage of being involved with SMA, past or present?
Well, I spent about 8 years working at SMA, so there's obviously lots of advantages of working with SMA. But I think, from my point of view, the sports care side of things was really interesting. You got to do everything from, junior kids sports carnivals where nothing really happens. Maybe a kid stubs his toe or gets stung by a bee, but that's probably the extent of it. Working right through to national and international sports, where we had an international triathlon here one year, which was fantastic to be a part of. I've always said one of the best things I ever did was working at the BMX, because you get to see every injury there possibly is there. Working at Brotto Channel Swim or City to Surf, all those really big events. So it's always fun to be a part of, and working with all the other different staff out there, the doctors and the nurses that are involved as well.
What would you say is the best piece of advice you've been given throughout your journey or would like to share?
I guess I reckon it would be to always seek a second opinion. So there's always ways of doing things, whether it's the way of taping an ankle or the way of treating a wound or treating a specific injury, but there's always alternatives as well. So I think not being blindsided and thinking this is the only way of doing it, that there is ways of doing it, and particularly the way that science and medicine evolves, that you have to be open to learning new things and that things will change over time.
What is the worst injury or first aid issue that you've encountered, either in football or at SMA?
Probably working as a sports trainer for SMA, probably a fracture. So working with fractured limbs at events. But working as a sports trainer myself, just at a touch football club, was having a gentleman have a heart attack while we were playing. So that was really scary, but he survived, thankfully. So I worked, kept him calm and called the ambulance, and we got him off to hospital and lived to tell the tale.
What would you say is the best part of being an AFL trainer?
Being involved with match day, really. So being out there, particularly when you've got a packed stadium down at Subiaco Oval, and you win the game, like it's just a really good feeling.
What would you say is the hardest bit of being an AFL trainer?
Probably the commitment required. My job is during the week, but then you also work match days, and that could be flying out on Friday or Thursday or Friday to the other side of the country and not returning till 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, depending on where you've travelled to. So that's probably the hardest bit, is that travel and then having to back it up first thing again Monday morning, going back into work, particularly with me with children at home. It's tough, but at the same time it's enjoyable, and you wouldn't swap it.
If you could work for any other sporting team in the world, who would it be?
Australian cricket team.
Australian cricket team, that's a good one. Get to
travel, with this job you get to travel around Australia, but with the Australian cricket team you get to go everywhere around the world. That'd be amazing.
Absolutely. That one. What is the strangest pre-game ritual that you've encountered?
We've got a few players who like to be the last person up the race and through the banner, and because there's about 3 or 4 of them, if they're all playing on any given day, there's kind of a funny little dance that they do to try and be that last one and sort of pat that one on the back to try and push him forward, and then he sort of pushes the next one forward, and somehow they work it out that they all are last up the race. But that's probably the funniest thing I've seen.
Who's your favourite player?
It's just amazing to watch, so love him.
And just because he's a skip.
I liked it was before he was captain.
Who's going to win the AFL Grand Final?
We are. West Coast, for sure.
Well, you heard it here first. Thanks for tuning in.